featherweight fight is brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports.
What Macapá is going to have to deal with in this fight, the height and reach advantage of Pat Curran.
Pat Curran ready to battle John Macapá. And with the official introductions, Michael C. Williams.
From Spike Sports, Bellator MMA, presented by Miller Lite, now moves to the featherweight division, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. We introduce the blue corner. At 5'7", weighing in 145.8 pounds, his professional record, 21 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws. Hailing from Macapá, Amapá, Brazil, presenting John Macapá. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner at 5'10", weighing in 145.6 pounds in his long-awaited return. The 2-time former Bellator world champion tonight stands with 22 professional victories, 7 defeats. Fighting out of Chicago, Illinois, introducing Patty Curran. In charge of the action, your referee, Jaron Villel.
Jaron Villel, our referee.
On my cue, gentlemen,
for our second fight here live on Spike. Pat Curran, John Macapá.
Fighter, fight!
Here we go! Tonight's fight clock is brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Cheers! It's Miller time. Blue gloves for Macapá, red gloves for Pat Curran.
What I'm looking for in the first round is the pace of Macapá. He usually fights, and he starts so quickly that guys never get their breath and never get any space. And Pat Curran has had a long time off. Can he shake the ring rust?
Yeah, that's always a question. You know, look at this any way you want. This is a comeback fight for Pat Curran, and I wasn't sure we were ever going to see it. As I've seen him already, he's already been a matador here once. Stepped underneath, let Macapá go over the top. Curran's got his hands down and his chin up. And Jimmy, we talk about that all the time. Chin down and his hands up. But we talk about that all the time, and it's so important when you see one of these veterans like this, and it's so good to see him back to the basics.
Fought only 3 times since losing the belt to Patricio Pitbull back in September of 2014. And to have a punctured lung and continue to fight Jimmy in his last battle, that's some type of story.
In between rounds against Georgi Curran, he's literally coughing up blood. It's coming out of his mouth. He said, I think my lungs are bleeding. He ended up finishing the fight, not just finishing the fight, but winning in a dominant fashion. That's incredible.
Uppercut. Wild hands early. John Macapá looking to do damage against the former 2-time champion.
Pat Curran talked about getting those punches in between the wild shots of Macapá. He throws wild, he throws big hooks. Pat Curran tends to throw straight with his hands and his feet.
John Macapá, 9-1 with a draw in his last 11 fights. Ton of success.
Cut already around the right eye, but Pat not really throwing much so far in this fight. That's one thing, he tends to be really picky with his shots.
He's a little reserved. You know, anytime a guy is in a comeback fight, condition is always the very first thing we look to. Then secondly, we look to timing. His condition is probably going to hold up at this pace. At some point, he's going to need to pull the triggers and need to get off a little bit, but I don't really mind. I don't really resent the fact that he is holding back in these first few moments.
Pat Curran said of his opponent, John Macapá, he's a wild Patricio Pitbull.
That's fair.
Yep. That's accurate.
Getting Macapá as your comeback fight is getting dealt from the bottom of the deck.
Clipped.
Get right over the top. Pat Curran connects.
That's what I mean about picky. He waits for that perfect shot, and then he throws it.
A couple of times, Chael, Pat's showing that lead right uppercut. Keep an eye out for it.
Nice, another good right hand. Macapá so far undeterred.
Again, he gets tagged.
That one really hurt him. Saw his knees buckle for a second.
He's still hurt, Jimmy. He's coming forward, but he's still coming too.
Blood down the right side of Curran's face, but it's out of his eyes, so it's okay. Leg kick by John Macapá.
There was a time I think Pat Curran would have been all over him. Don't think he recognized how badly had Macapá hurt with that right hand.
90 seconds into that first round against Georgi Curran. the heel to the ribs, punctured his lung. He finished the fight, and he won.
See, now Macapa's backing up a little bit. This is not the guy who was pressing forward early on in the round. This is the guy who's eating some right hands and got some respect. Exactly what you want to do if you're Pat Curran. Make this guy respect me. Make him back off.
Pat said, if I'm going to keep doing this, I want to retire as a world champion. Got to get a win tonight, then another couple of wins, and stay healthy.
I like what we're seeing from Curran. He's getting a little bit of a slow start. I would give one critique, though. When he does throw punches or kicks, it's one at a time as opposed to punches and bunches. To your point earlier, Jimmy, he's even had Macapá hurt. He didn't know it. He didn't spring on it, but it was a great opportunity to get a few shots in right there. Another one. He could have sprung on it. He could have followed up with something.
He's just so picky with his offense. He generally doesn't open up and let his hands fly. He likes being the sniper.
And he's been very successful sniping thus far, 4.5 minutes in, Jimmy.
Look at those hands, high and tight. Doesn't give you an easy access to his chin at all.
Flying knee attempt, Curran saw. Heavy kick answered by the right hand.
Look at the timing on that shot. Beautiful placement.
The former Bellator poster boy, Pat Curran, firing away late in round number 1.
Pat. Come on, Mike. Come on. Take it. Yes, sir. All right, sit down, Patrick. Get ice on that leg, Matt. Mike, get ice on that leg. Deep breath.
You asked about my card. You didn't say why you thought it was close.
Mike, get ice on his leg.
You know what I mean? I want to hear what you got to say.
Put ice on his leg. Pat, you're doing good. Don't get flat-footed and wait for him. If we shock him with another one, let's start mixing it up on him. Put that head kick, okay? Put that head kick on him. Bring it a little lower. He's short so you don't overthrow it. He's going to be wary now, all right?
The sniper, the counter-puncher, Pat Curran, sniping and counter-punching in round 1. Look at these 2 right hands, especially that one, buckled the knees of Macapá. The left hook right on the chin. That's how he fights.
Round 2, Curran in the red gloves, Macapá in the blue gloves. Curran, a professional since 2008. About the same experience for 30-year-old John Macapá, both men 30 years old.
These guys are trading. Nobody's getting off the hook with a free punch here. Macapá comes in with a huge leg kick, but Curran comes over the top, touches him right on the nose.
And what I loved about that is bang, 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 out. He didn't forget his footwork, didn't neglect to fight from the waist down. He got out of that position after he threw that combo.
Fake the hands, looks for the shot, and the takedown.
Pat Curran, so difficult to hold down, does have a wrestling background.
Curran needs to get that left hand all the way back to what we call a side wizard, and he's going to stick that fist in Macapa's armpit, just like that. That's going to allow him to get back to his feet. He can start to dig in an underhook here with his right arm and turn to face him. He's got to get to an underhook.
Curran put his own camp together near his home of the last 11 years for this one. Still to come, co-main event, former champion Daniel Strauss, Emmanuel Sanchez, main event, bantamweight world title fight.
I like the message that sends. The takedown isn't just going to be there every time you want it. You have to work for it. And as we've talked about many times, it makes guys hesitate when they know that.
Marlon Sandro, 40 years old now, great fighter, longtime member of Team Novo União with Macapá and with the champion Eduardo Dantas. Jimmy, you were working on that storyline of, well, you know, Pat Curran beat, like, your mentor, your coach. Is there a little revenge? He kind of bit a little bit, right?
He kind of danced around the question a little bit.
Marlon wanted revenge.
Yep.
That was that crazy head kick finish.
Put Pat Curran really on the map.
Yep.
Marlon Sandro, a top 5 guy at the time, and that really made Pat Curran one of the top featherweights in the world.
Close fist. No fingers out. Let's go. Close fist. Here we go. Fight.
Watch for those open hands is what Jaron Villel's saying. People are loving it thus far. Stand-up war between the former champion and the Brazilian from Novo União.
Such a close round. Neither guy really putting their stamp on it. But what Pat's doing so well is he's blocking those wild shots. Virtually none have gotten through and done damage. Hands high, chin down. Great answer to the kind of offense Macapá generally uses on the feet.
Yeah, look, here's the balance for the judges. Macapá is touching him more than Curran's touching Macapá. However, particularly if you go back to the first round, Macapá was hurt 3 times, and one of them even went down to a knee. I think that's the same for this contest, or rather for this round. Macapá hasn't gone down, I understand that, but he has taken the harder shots. Arguably, that's what I'm seeing. Those kicks are vicious.
Nice. Yep. And he used those kicks in the win against Justin Lawrence. Right here in Thackerville, used them very well.
One thing about Pat Curran, he has a very boxing-heavy style. What does that mean? You rely a lot on your lead leg. You're going to turn with hooks. You're going to push off the jab. Good thing to do against that kind of style. Leg kick, that front leg. Take it away from him.
Yeah, you hit down lower than the Muay Thai striker, Jimmy.
Yep. And they're not light on that lead leg the way a Muay Thai fighter would be.
The real trick is to be able to go back and forth from that position. Stay light, Muay Thai style, and then dig in, boxing style.
Tough to do.
Yep.
And this is where that pickiness of Pat Curran can work against him, because right now I have Macapá slowly winning this round, basically, like you said, on his activity level. Successful with the leg kicks, but he's just throwing more.
Yeah, he's just touching him a little bit more often.
Can he get the takedown? Yep.
That'll make a big difference, particularly if he goes to mount, and he is.
That's a big shot. Curran trying to do some damage here, ground and pound in the last 30 seconds of the round.
Curran needs to look for wrist control. He's going to lose this.
Nice job by John Macapá, got right back up.
So far, I would say in this round, mostly the activity and leg kicks of Macapá versus the one takedown of Pat Curran. Right now, I'd say Macapá.
Ate that jab. Looking for a flying knee, Macapá. Saw it coming. Final seconds of round number 2 of this featherweight fight.
Quick.
A luta tá na perna, tenta. A luta tá na perna.
Nice deep breath. Slow the heart rate down. Pat, same thing, man. Mix it up on him. We're not brawling. We did all these takedowns in this camp for a reason, okay? He's not ready for it. It was easy to get him down. Yeah.
Let's make it work. You got 5 minutes in your heart. You got 5 minutes in your heart. Go and push hard this last 5 minutes. Give me all your heart. Come on, let's go, bud.
The beautiful Mercedes. She's a regular here. WinStar, World Casino and Resort. Bellator 184, third and final round between Macapá and Curran. Jimmy, what do you got?
I have it all tied up. Macapá, leg kicks, more active in round 2. Pat Curran not able to wobble him or land those significant clean shots like he did in round 1.
Guys, I expect this round to be different. I really feel that Curran has been conserving energy. I think that he's going to empty the tank here. I know that's what he should do. I think we're going to see a lot busier Pat Curran in the next 5 minutes.
Chael, his corner, when we were in break, said, take him down. You can take him down easily. And he said, that's why we worked on that so much in our training camp.
Curran just heard it.
Tight left hook.
There was that lead rear uppercut you were talking about. good shot. Way to get his hands. Look how he turns the corner. Excellent, excellent takedown right there. He needs to get his hands locked if he wants to drag him down to the mat. Pat Curran, very coachable, Goldie.
His cousin Jeff fought in Pride, the UFC. He kind of brought his cousin Pat up to Chicago and got him started. It was one of those one-door closes and another one opens for Pat Curran. Now he's been around this a very long time.
Jeff Curran's as tough as an old leather boot, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Pioneer.
He was a pioneer, absolutely. Deserves that.
Pat began training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu at age 17 with Jeff.
Guys, I think at this point the question becomes, why did the corner not tell him to do this sooner? Because they were right.
You know
he hasn't
what?
missed
They
a shot
should've done
yet.
this in round one.
Yeah.
Okay, my question is though, Chael, why does the corner have to remind you?
Hey, no, we're on the same page here.
We're all friends here, guys. We're all
Yeah, that's
friends.
right.
Here. No need for
We're not fighting about this goal. But I will tell you, he hasn't missed a takedown attempt. The corner was absolutely right about that. He is 100% on attempts. The bad news, he's only attempted 3 shots.
But the angle cut on that double leg around the corner, that's beautiful stuff.
Good transitions. Macapá trying to get back up.
Oh, great half guard sweep there by Macapá. Pat outworked him a little bit. He's going to hang on top here. He's going to have to adjust his lock back down around about where the shorts are. Get it back to about the waist, or they're just going to stay in this position.
Chael, you only heard this about 200,000 times. Tough to take him down, tougher to keep him down.
That's right. Especially a guy with this build. Short, stocky, doesn't take a lot for him to pop back to his feet.
I agree with Jimmy. I think everything's split right here. This round matters, and off to a good start for Pat Curran. And I really do think Curran's got some energy left in the tank.
Can't take your punches home with you. He's got him. He's got to spend them now.
Mike Goldberg, Chael Sonnen, Jimmy Smith, Jen Brown, great to be in Thackerville, Oklahoma. Our second of 4 fights here live and free on Spike. Our main event, Eduardo Dantas and Darian Caldwell for the Bantamweight Championship. This fight, Curran and Macapá, very close. Oh my, that's the best kick of this fight, and it came from Curran.
I watched a fight about a decade ago sitting right next to Chuck Liddell, and Chuck was so frustrated because he said, you know, the judges don't understand how effective and how powerful these leg kicks are. That was a decade ago. They do now understand. Look, guys, these are adding up the same as punches to the face. Those leg kicks matter.
Look at the high crotch now. Goes inside, Iranian. And there it is, boom.
Bellator heavyweight, Justin Wren, watching Pat Curran. Several punches have sounded like home runs. I like that. He's in the crowd here tonight in Thackerville.
Well, they'll let just anybody in, won't they?
Oh, this is so easy. They let Jimmy in over.
Hey, dude, I got to sneak in.
It's so easy, Chael. Too easy. We won't do the white man can't jump again on you like in prelims, Chael. We will send you the movie, I promise.
Jimmy, what do you think about this Pat Curran? You think that coconut oil has anything to do with it? Are you starting to buy into this now?
Hey, wherever he gets it, I'm gonna
buy
start
stock.
buying it.
Buy stock in coconut oil.
Because he's had a long time off, and he's fought a fantastic fight, in my opinion.
Caught him
Still
with the
tight,
left.
still accurate.
Caught him with the left, Goldie, but he didn't follow up.
Yes.
That's the one thing he's going to take from tonight. It's been a pretty great performance, frankly, from both guys. The judges have their work out here, but Pat Curran has got to follow up punches and bunches. Again, one kick, why not throw a cross after that, Pat?
Throughout his career, the one knock I've had in his fights is a little too picky. Doesn't let his combinations flow. He kind of waits for that perfect shot.
You told me once he falls behind, his patient style becomes a detriment from time to time. This one's going to go the distance. Who will it be, the former champion Curran or the Brazilian, John Macapá? Our official decision is coming up next. Right on the border of Oklahoma and Texas, WinStar World Casino and Resort. With the official decision of this featherweight fight, Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go to your judges at cage side. Your first judge, Michael Bell, scores the fight 29-28. Judge Todd Turnage, 30-27, and Judge David Sutherland 30-26. All happened for the winner by unanimous decision. Patty Curran.
First fight in 504 days, and it is a win. Here is Jimmy.
The only question I have for you is, with all the time off, all the struggles, all you've been through, how does it feel to be back?
Dude, it's amazing. This is a dream come true right now. I put such a hard training camp together. I work 40 hours a week, getting ready for this fight, training in the evening. I gotta thank my corners, Mike Val with Val Flow Striking, Brett, Vinny, Nick, Speed and Sport, all you guys, thank you so much. I fucking love you.
And he is back, featherweight division. You're on notice, Patty Mike Curran.
Congratulations, Patty Mike Curran. And we take a look at our replay, brought to you by Black Heart Premium Spiced Rum.